The Buipe Bridge in the northern region, which has been closed to vehicular traffic since Friday, February 17, is expected to be opened on 15th of March instead of the 8th, as expected. And the bridge will continue to remain closed per the current daily schedules, which is from 2 to 6 p.m. In a statement, the Ghana Highway Authority said only vehicles weighing up to 20 tons will be allowed to cross the bridge between the hours of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. The Ghana Highway Authority also advises motorists to and from the northern region to use the following routes as alternatives. And they are for northern-bound transit cargoes traveling from the south towards Tamale. They'll have to use Kumasi, Techimai, Wenchi, Sola, Fofoso Junction, Tamale routes. For southern-bound commuters traveling from Tamale towards the south, they will have to use Tamale, Fofoso Junction, Sola, Wenchi and Techimai. The Ministry for Lands and Natural Resources has started a process to regularize Galamsey mining activities by introducing a multilateral mining integrated project. Governments have usually been unsuccessful in dealing with the menace of illegal mining due to the lack of political will on their part and the inability to enforce regulations. Task forces have since been set up to crack down on illegal miners across Ghana, resulting in the arrest of mostly foreigners involved in Galamsey activities. But according to the Sector Minister, John Peter Amau, the multilateral mining integrated project will be a holistic approach in solving the Galamsey menace.
The commitment to sustain this operation to preserve and protect our environment has been lacking because such measures are not sustainable. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is therefore tackling illegal mining activities, popularly called Galamsey, through collaboration, law enforcement, and technological approach. This intervention, Nana Chairman, will however require first identifying the challenges and available opportunities. This is why my ministry has come up with a concept of a multilateral mining integration project. This project, Nana, will be planned and implemented between 3 to 5 years. A holistic approach to combat illegal mining relies on more than just a militant and combat actions in the mining communities. Multilateral mining integrated projects combine legislations, enforcement, civil integrations, and technological approach, LECITA, as a sustainable and structured but regimental co-joint concept which will encompass multi-stakeholders.
And the acting coordinator of the project, Dr. Isaac Kakari, is confident the project will put to rest the challenges of illegal mining operations in Ghana.
This country is used to attacking Galamsey operators, if you like, using task forces and making sure that they are either arrested or their equipment are confiscated. The present government has another view, and that's a paradigm shift. The idea is that we want to regularize the operations. In other words, what we want to do is that we want to bring them on board, give them areas that they can prospect, let them do reclamation of what has been destroyed, and in a very environmental friendly manner, begin to do these operations in a way that will qualify them to be legal small-scale miners. And that's what we call regularization. So we think that we need to tread cautiously because it's something new, it's an innovation. So if you read the policy that we have on mining, it actually says nothing about Galamsey or illegal mining. It actually abhors it. And we are trying to move away from that and begin to make sure that we can then bring them in. And what it means is that we'll put them in a legal regime, and if you should operate within it, you have your peace. If you are out, then we will then apply the law, as it were, and make sure that you do not operate. Again, we think that those who have already been brought into the legal framework will assist us to resist you from spoiling their work. I think that once we are able to regulate them and they operate within some regime, we would be able to stop them from degrading the forest and also polluting our water bodies.
Away from mining, some members of parliament are calling on Health Minister Kweku Agyeman to speedily introduce a legislative instrument to Parliament to ensure effective implementation of the mental health law. The ally is expected to spell out, among others, how a mental health fund would be established to support mental health patients. The MP say this would be important in helping deal with the numerous cases of suicide that have so far hit the country, some of which have been linked with psychotic or psychological disorders. Members of Parliament's Health Committee and MP for Brekum, Dr. Kwabena Nyama, says the trend currently is worrying.
There are issues about mental health fund and all that. They will have to be done when the LI is, functioning. And in the budget, the minister even indicated that the mental health sector will have to be taken seriously so that we can, take care of some of the unmet needs. And with some of the challenges we are facing now with these suicide attempts here and there, I believe that it actually brings to the core that we need to take our mental health activities seriously. So it is a worry, and I believe that it will be taken care of as soon as possible by this current government to ensure that the act is fully operational to enable the mental health authority to work assiduously to solve some of these challenges in the mental health area.
Senior Minister Yaosaf Mafo says all persons in the previous administration who benefited from fraudulent inflation of government projects will be dealt with. According to the Senior Minister, several cases of inflated government contracts during the previous administration's era have been brought to his attention, which government would have to pursue vigorously. He said government will rely on both the Auditor General and private auditing firms to investigate such cases, and those responsible or culpable will not be shielded.
You can't have a situation where a lot of the revenue was going into private pockets. You can't have a situation where people knew, look, I was the chairman of the transitional committee. People brought me papers on leakages in the economy, leakages in the revenue, and it's staggering, it's embarrassing.
Those responsible, will they face the law?
Of course.
Beyond just the complaint that we've heard you complain about?
We have laws in Ghana, and on all these things, the law will have to apply if necessary. It's not for me to. It's for the commissioner of the IRS and whatnot to make sure that the law applies.
How do you ensure that necessary investigations are undertaken and provide the political support for these institutions to do what's necessary to bring those responsible to book?
If you don't investigate, how would you know that things have gone wrong? Necessary investigations are to be carried out, and will be carried out through the Auditor General's office, because we have a whole machinery in government called the Auditor General, and it's his job to audit operations within the government system. And therefore, they will be given the free hand to. If they need support, they will demand support. And there are so many powerful auditing firms in Ghana, Pitt Moawick, they are all there. They will be called upon to assist if need be.
But beyond that, it will require political will if justice will be ensured, because we've seen numerous Auditor Generals.
Akufo-Addo stands for. Akufo-Addo is all out to fight corruption. And therefore, whoever is fighting corruption will get the support from Akufo-Addo.
And that's it for the news. But we have a lot more interactive news as we look at the newspapers. We'll look at the front, back pages. We'll go to the online portals and look at some of the stories posted there. All in a bit. We're taking a break. I'll be joined by Mama View Sobwaje with a new colored haircut, and we'll see how it is.